What's up, guys? I got the 2009 Ruckus back on the table. This was my first two-wheel machine before I started riding these. This is my Dyna. But before I started riding motorcycles, I started off building scooters. So I bought this in 2012. And basically, this is what got me into motorcycles. After I started riding motorcycles, I kind of stopped messing around with my scooter. I never sold it or anything. I just kind of put it away. So this basically sat for a good amount of time. It's been sitting for about, I want to say 4 years, but I'm starting to bring it back to life. So what I've done to this thing, I mean, it's completely customized, custom wheels, as you can see, custom exhaust that my uncle actually helped me build. Rest in peace, Uncle Jeff. Bars, lowered seat. I swapped this motor out back in the day with a this is 170cc GY6 scooter. It comes off a bigger scooter. I have a composite motor mount which stretches the bike out about 12 inches. ATR low down shock. Let's go over to the front here. This is the BGM Shark Factory front end setup. I did that back in the day. Got a light bar for replacing the headlight. Right now I'm working on fixing wiring. I added some wire loom. This is stuff I just did over the last week or so because I'm just trying to get it back on the road. I'm currently doing some new controls. So I got these black levers. I put a new master cylinder because the other one was leaking from sitting so long. I think the fluid started eating up the O-rings on the old one, so I had to replace that. I did replace the carburetor. Now, I didn't really need to replace it. I just wanted a different style. So this is actually a 28 millimeter K-hin. And I also got the metal throttle tube as well. So the thing's super snappy now. It was kind of like the cable was bad, so I figured I'd replace that. But I wanted a new carburetor on it, just because I wanted some more performance. I put a new starter in it because this thing was having trouble starting. It was just like slow cranking. Also just recently put in these metal plates, which are pretty cool. So it's just kind of like this metal cover. I think I'm gonna powder coat it black eventually. I think I want to change the color up. I think I want to change the seat to black. I think I want to black it out. Maybe even possibly black the frame out, but I'll have to tear the whole bike apart, obviously. I also put this in right here. I would love to do a wire tuck, which basically will tuck the wires back here and then run underneath. So that way it kind of hides this. Well, right now there's no gas tank on it anyway, so the gas tank would kind of cover this anyways, but yeah. It's got an oil cooler on it. So this motor is a 170cc and it came with this oil cooler. It's kind of janky, honestly, like the lines are too long. So I think I will eventually swap this out with a more smaller oil cooler that's kind of more subtle because it looks kind of, I don't know, kind of throws off that front end right there. Battery box is up here. So I got the camo battery box for it. So it's kind of cracked, but I think I'll glue it back together. Basically, this is gonna go right here. That's the battery box that hides all that wiring. Let's see. What else have I got done to this thing? Let's see. This is the coolest thing that I think I'm working on, is that I actually am putting in a OEM Honda fuel pump, because the GY6s are vacuum pump, but this is an OEM fuel pump that runs on a carburetor without an ECU. So basically it has this little module right here and it hooks up to your tail light. So basically it wires into your tail light, which I haven't done yet, but it wires into your tail light and it basically pulses fuel. So basically this goes into your gas tank, another fuel line will go into my carburetor, and basically this will pulse fuel into the carburetor. So typically these things are vacuum. So every time you crank the motor over, these guys will start to suck vacuum. But the problem is your battery goes dead super fast because this little tiny battery, unfortunately, is just not big enough to crank this big 170cc engine. Because these bikes, when you buy them, they come stock with 50cc motors. So the batteries are much smaller. So that's one thing that I'm working on, hopefully to get that fixed. But that's basically about it, what I've been doing. But I want to get this thing back on the road, get this thing basically back in action. I think when I used to ride it about 6 years ago, last time I rode it, I think I topped it out at like 68 to 70 miles per hour. So the thing's pretty damn fast for a scooter. This is like, just because it was sitting for so long, all this like whatever it is, like a chrome coating, it's all deteriorated. So I'll probably take this off, get that powder coated black, probably get that black, probably change my seat to a black seat. I'll powder coat this black, and then probably just swap out some stuff with some fresh bolts here and there because there is some rust. Oh, and this is the tank cover. This is the tank cover. So the fuel tank is right there. That'll go inside here. And then this guy sits on top. But it's polished and it's kind of corroded. So I could spend some time polishing it, but I think I might just powder coat it black as well. So that's kind of what it'll look like with that on there. But yeah, this is my little project. I got the bright seat on it. I'll tell you about that. This is actually a Yamaha tail light. This is my little project. Fun little scoot. But it's fast for what it is. Well, stay tuned. I'll probably have this thing running hopefully the next couple weeks with all the new parts on it.